Hey, what's happening? You already know, man. It's your brother GJ, man. With this right wing neo Afrocentrism, with yours truly, the right wing neo Afrocentrist. You dig? I'm back again on this Halloween Eve. You dig what I'm saying? And this ain't a too old topic. It was about a week or so ago, man. I had to chime in on this, man. I couldn't. The brother GJ had to see about this, man. This is some of the funniest, most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. I'm talking about two of the worst examples of black males. I mean, they ain't killed nobody. They ain't sold dope or robbed or stabbed nobody. But as far as their ideology and their personality, man, these are two disgraces to black masculinity, to black patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? And it was funny to see them go heads up. You did what I'm saying. It shit was ridiculous, man. But it was funny as fuck though. It was funny as hell. You did, and that's why I call it, man. This is the tale of the Sambo versus the Sissy. You did what I'm saying. Step Infection versus Holiday Heart. You hear me? This shit was crazy. You did what I'm saying. But anyway, man, for those of you who may need a refresher and don't remember the little spat, or those of you who didn't know about know about this, I'm gonna play the clip. You did let the ones who haven't heard it hear it, and the ones who just want to hear it again and have some laugh at. I'm gonna let y'all hear this. You did what I'm saying, man. This is crazy. Like I say, man, the tail versus the Sambo, the Sambo versus the Sissy. So here we go.
Not wanting anything to do with you. I'm acting like somebody that if I had a child, they'd want my last name, unlike your child that doesn't want your last name. How does that feel? Is that why you attack African and colonized people? Is it because your mother and father didn't want anything to do with you and they left you with your mother in Alabama, a lynching state, while she went to Chicago and started another family and didn't want nothing to do with you until she found out she can get a welfare check on your ass, and that's what brought you back to Chicago? Get him out. Y'all is kicking me out now. It's over. Peace out. So you can talk shit about black people, black men, black women, black trans people, and black queer people. But when it's time for me to say the things about you, the truth about you, let's talk about money laundering. Let's talk about you want to talk about people using financial aid, but you use grants. Use people's grants. Don't touch me. I'm right here. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. DP, are they gonna touch me, DP? Are they going to touch me, DP? No. I'm going to let them have the mic. Call the police. They calling the police now.
This man is retarded.
You are so mad because your son does not want anything to do with you, unlike me.
Get in my head.
You are mad at me because your son wants nothing to do with you. You want to shit on African and colonized black people every day on this show that is paid for by grant money. That is paid for by grant money, taxpayer dollars. But you want to say that African and colonized people are the moochers. Your entire studio is paid by tax dollars and grants. Can we talk about why your black ass can't sell a book? His greatest selling book is number 247,000 on Amazon. Bitch, you can't sell a book, girl. Why can't you push the book, bitch? Push the book, bitch. Tell him to push his book. Tell him to push his book. Tell him to push his book. Anyways, let me get my notes. That's how you do it. That's how you have a meeting with a sellout-ass, coon-ass nigga. Thank you for my coffee. Thank you for my ticket.
Let me turn this shit off, man. I mean, just hearing that punk talk is fucking cringe, man. It's, oh my God. And for all you LGBT advocates, I am very secure in my heterosexuality, so it ain't like he intimidate me or nothing. I just don't want to hear that gay ass shit he putting down. That shit just sick. And this is who motherfuckers call it revolutionary. But, as you see, who you heard talking, that's guys to talk, Kazo in the top, and at the bottom, he even sounds sick. The guys at the top, and Jesse Lee Peterson at the bottom, man. Top, bottom, that type shit, But anyway, obviously, man, y'all know where I stand. I don't rock with neither one of these buffoons. Both of them are goofies. But instead of just shouting a bunch of insults and jokes at them, let me kind of deconstruct, what that was and put my feelings, my perspective down on it. You know, and also too, let me give a shout out. I see there's this blog spot called Within the Black Community at blog within the black community.blogspot.com. You know, whoever runs there, I'm thinking it's a brother. You did what I'm saying. I ain't researching him. I don't know how credible he is as far as, you know, his activism or whatnot. But he did a great job in deconstructing. You did what I'm saying. This whole thing. You know, he wrote a good piece on it. So I'm gonna drop that in the description so y'all can go read that. But man, you have, that's why I said you got two poor examples of black manhood, and both of them are enemies to black patriarchy. I know a lot of brothers, you know, like, you know, they, even though they don't, most of you don't like Jesse Lee Peterson, but y'all do like the fact that he kind of stands against a lot of the over liberalism and the radical leftist agendas being pushed, you know, on well, I would say against black people, but he identifies himself as an American. You did what I'm saying, but he does stand against a lot of those liberal agendas. But he's connected to the white man. He worships whites, so therefore he's a part of conservative white Anglo-Saxon Protestant patriarchy. I could just say for short, conservative Anglo-Saxon patriarchy. You did. And then you have Gazi Kozo. Gazi Kozo, if y'all remember my first video, and y'all can go back to it and refer to it, what is a right-wing Afrocentrist, I spoke on that group down in Florida. They're in St. Louis and a lot of other places now. The Uhuru movement. You know, all the African People Socialist Party, whatever. I just call them the Uhuru movement down there. You know, under Omali Yeshitali. And their, you know, blasphemous approach to African liberation and African nationalism. I don't even like putting African in the same name as these weirdos. You did what I'm saying? You know, they believe in involving whites and homosexuals and all other kind of undesirables in, you know, in their leftist ass, communist ass idea, which they call African internationalism. You did, as a way to what they call secure reparations and involve all working class people in African liberation. It's a bunch of weird shit. So basically, you know, he was a part of that outfit, but he left and exposed a lot of shit on him. One of the things he did expose was how much power that certain whites have, particularly a white skank by the name of Penny Hess and others, have in their organization. You know, but he ain't no better. You see, he's a flaming punk, you know, and he's compared himself to Marcus Garvey and all other type of people. You know, in my sector of the African Center community, the ones who, even though the brothers, they still simp a little bit and everything, you know, the ones who go with the straight black pride. Shout out to the straight black pride. I still rock straight black pride. You know, even though I push this right here, you know, we called this shit out and for what it was, which was foolishness. This dude ain't quick to lead nobody's revolution. You did what I'm saying? You know, he's a weirdo. You know, a pure sissy, man. And he has no countenance or no masculinity about himself. You know, this motherfucker ain't no threat to anybody. He's a fucking minstrel show. And he makes RBG look extremely bad. But, you know, both of these guys are enemies of black patriarchy, man. And let me address some of the, but let me address the dialogue for a moment. Interesting. I don't know. I guess the conversation was going so poorly. I guess Jesse didn't upload the clip, upload the interview, the 11 minutes before dude went live and started snapping off. I guess he didn't upload that, but let me address some things, man. First of all, I know it's easy to pick on Jesse Sambo ass. He's an easy target. He talks a lot of shit. He disrespects our ancestors and our elders who fought for us, who fought for our liberation, and who fought for, against racism. I mean, don't get me wrong, he does call out a lot of stuff that I agree with him calling out, but overall, man, he's an enemy to black self-determination. You know what I'm saying? He wants to sell this dream that we included in this shit, and we, ain't no racism. Nah, he's a goofy. And then he likes getting into these long debates with other blacks, but then when these white racists call and talk shit to him, he act like he's a fucking defenseless puppy. Total lack of manhood, total lack of masculinity. But here's the thing. Gazi is so sissified. He's such a bitch that he goes up there and just start hitting with the insults. And now Jesse, when you interview with him, he throws a few through jabs at people. I'm not gonna sit here and give him a pass, but he doesn't go that far. Not from what I've seen. If he has, I have no problem with admitting that I'm wrong, but I haven't seen him go to the extreme that Gazi went into, talking down on him. But here's the thing though, bro. Here's the thing. He brought up the fact that his mama abandoned him and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was a low blow, but even more so than that, it ain't even really an insult, because if you understood how families worked back then when Jesse was growing up, that's when you had the Great Migration going on. His mother probably had him out of wedlock. He would have married man. A lot of these sisters was creeping around back then. A lot of our grandmamas and stuff was creeping around, which we don't want to talk about. He had a child. She had a child. She moved up the north to find, a better life. She got hooked up with a man. I don't believe his mama, didn't want nothing to do with him, man. Only brought him back to get a welfare check. Even though you do see it in the black community. But I don't think he was done that bad. And then the fact that, she said his son don't even deal with him. I'm gonna be honest. I don't blame his son. Because Jesse looks like the type of man that he's the type of man who, if his son was to come at him, when he was a boy, and say, "Hey, Dad, white boy called me a nigger," his response was probably gonna be, "Well, what did you do for the white boy to call you a nigger?" He wouldn't just call you a nigger for no reason. Like, the dude is really a fucking buffoon for this white man. You did what I'm saying? So, I don't know if his son is a homosexual. I kind of get the feeling that he is. You know what I'm saying? But, and that doesn't take away from people, too. One thing you're going to realize in life, man, you're going to run into a lot of people. When you embrace a certain ideology, even if it's something that empowers our people. I know people who have children who children don't fuck with them because they pro-black, because they're African-centered. You did what I'm saying? So it can go either way. I'm pretty sure with guys in Kozo, well, it used to be a time where a person like God's Coast, I'm pretty sure he got people in his family who don't fuck with him because of not only his homosexual deviant lifestyle, but probably also because of his political ideology. But then again, he probably come from a toxic matriarchal family, so they probably down with a lot of this shit. But I'm pretty sure everybody got family members who don't mess with them. You did what I'm saying? Gazi doesn't even have children. And I hope to God that he doesn't adopt any and corrupt them. But yeah, it was funny and stuff, man. But you know what I'm saying? Sambo versus Sissy, bro. Both of these guys are trash. Both of these guys are embarrassments to black manhood. You know, both of them are embarrassment to patriarchy. You did what I'm saying? You know, guys. Guys is a fucking a communist ass punk. You know, Jesse Lee Patterson is a conservative Republican stooge. I mean, both of these dudes are just straight clowns. And I saw a lot of, now I know a lot of you brothers was sharing it because it was funny. You know, it sounded like a little female going off on her baby daddy. I know it sounded funny, but of course I saw once again a lot of these simped out, left-leaning ass, woke, liberal brothers was sharing this shit, talking about, there you go, comrade. You check that nigga, comrade. You already know how the black women was going with the shit. We ain't got to go down that road. But, it was, this guy, Gazi, ain't no hero. You did what I'm saying? He just as bad as fucking Jesse. You did what I'm saying? This is not who we need to teach our young men to model. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need to push this black patriarchy so we can show these brothers real revolutionary manhood. That's why, like I say, I'm going to start putting up some heroes and some warriors up. I ain't going to just be doing a bunch of, covering our L's. I'm going to put some W's up. But like I say, man, I ain't going to go too much longer. It's been your brother GJ with this right-wing neo-Afrocentrism. Y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, dialogue, whatever. Black patriarchy now, black patriarchy forever. Peace. Peace and bliss. Yo, man, I'm sorry, man. I had to come back, man. I had to do a quick addendum to this, man. I don't think I went deep enough in. Like, for him, JLP is a hated character. He's totally detestable. But here's the thing, man. That was definitely a poor display of a black male behavior. Because if you was truly smart, you could have intellectually destroyed this man. If you really could defeat his points, you could intellectually destroy him and then slide the insults in. But because you bitch-minded and you a punk and you overly effeminate and emasculated, you went back to the ad hominem attacks. You went to the insults and you started bringing up that man family business. A lot of people thought that shit was cute, but I wasn't fazed by that. You did what I'm saying? Because if you was a real man and you really stand on your political ideology, you could have executed all. You could have killed him. Because Jesse Lee Peterson ain't wise. He ain't no intellectual. He ain't that smart. He ain't articulate. You did what I'm saying? But you see, that goes to show y'all. That's a perfect display of why these sissies don't need to be at the not being at the forefront. They don't even need to be in the movement. They don't need to be a part of no true African liberation struggle, man. Definitely don't need to be leaders. Because a person like this, irrational, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually unstable individual will lead you to doom. But this is what these feminists and these leftists, this is what they want to promote to you to be a revolutionary. This is what they want to promote to you to be a militant, to be a freedom fighter. You did what I'm saying? It's easy to pick old lame ass Jesse. But this guy right here is the real threat. This Joker got people calling him Black Hitler like he's some kind of goddamn radical. Like he's some kind of goddamn militant. He's some goddamn kind of hate-filled, overly masculine, hyper-masculine bully. This dude is a punk. And because there's no black patriarchy to set structure down, and because you have too much of this left-wing bullshit going on in the black liberation movement, motherfuckers like this is seen as some kind of Che Guevara. You know, I don't even want to name no black, no African freedom fighters, but he's some kind of revolutionary badass. He ain't shit and he ain't on shit. But man, that was just a quick addendum, man. This dude is a poor example of black manhood. You know what I'm saying? He's a poor example of you know what they call on the left revolutionary nationalism, black revolutionary nationalism. And this dude is a clown. He's just a bigger clown, if not worse than Jesse Lee Peterson himself. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, man. I forgot to add that in there. You know, y'all be safe out there. Be cool. You know, like, share, subscribe. Check me out on Facebook. You know, Alfred B. Cardwell, brother GJ in the parentheses. Also the page on Facebook, Right Wing Neo-Afrocentrism. You know, send me a face request. Hit me up in Messenger. Let me know who you is. Share, like, subscribe this videos, and let's make this thing pop. Peace and blessings. Black patriarchy, baby.